What if you believe that you can be, do, or have whatever you desire? What if you believe that you can change every circumstance and all the power that you need to do it is at your disposal? So, this is chapter 5, The Truth That Sets You Free. The drama of life is a psychological one in which all the conditions, circumstances, and events of your life are brought to pass by your assumptions. Since your life is determined by your assumptions, you are forced to recognize the fact that you are either a slave to your assumptions or their master. To become the master of your assumptions is the key to undreamed of freedom and happiness. You can attain this mastery by deliberate conscious control of your imagination. You determine your assumptions in this way. Form a mental picture, an image of the state desired, of the person you want to be. Concentrate your attention upon the feeling that you are already the person. First, visualize this picture in your consciousness. Then feel yourself to be in that state as though it actually formed your surrounding world. By your imagination, that which was a mere mental image is changed into a seemingly solid reality. The great secret of a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention, firmly and repeatedly focused on the object to be accomplished. I'm going to read this again. The great secret is a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention, firmly and repeatedly focused on the object to be accomplished. It cannot be emphasized too much that by creating an ideal within your mental sphere, by assuming that you are already that ideal, you identify yourself with it and thereby transform yourself into this image. This was called by the ancient teachers subjection to the will of God or resting in the Lord. And the only true and the only true test of resting in the Lord is that all who do rest are inevitably transformed into the image of that in which they rest. You become according to your realigned will, and your resigned will is your concept. I'm going to read this again. You become according to your resigned will, and your resigned will is your concept of yourself and all that you consent to and accept as true. You, assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled and continuing therein, take upon yourself the results of that state. Not assuming the feelings of your wish fulfilled, you are ever free of the results. When you understand the redemptive function of imagination, you hold in your hand the key to the solution of all your problems. Every phase of your life is made by the exercise of your imagination. Determined imagination alone is the means of your progress, of the fulfilling of your dreams. It is the beginning and end of all creating. The great secret is a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention, firmly and repeatedly focused on the feeling of the wish fulfilled until it fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness. What greater gift could be given you than to be told the truth that will set you free? The truth that sets you free is that you can experience in imagination what you desire to experience in reality, and by maintaining this experience in imagination, your desire will become an actuality. You are limited only by your uncontrolled imagination and lack of attention to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. When the imagination is not controlled and the attention, I beg your pardon, when the imagination is not controlled and the attention not headed on the feeling of the wish fulfilled, then no amount of prayer or piety or invocation will produce the desired effect. When you can call up at will whatsoever image you please, when the forms of your imagination are as vivid to you as the forms of nature, you are master of your fate. And Neville here writes a poem. Visions of beauty and splendor, forms of a long lost race, sounds and faces and voices. From the fourth dimension of space and on through the universe boundless, our thoughts go lightning shod. Some call it imagination and others call it God. Neville is known, that's the end of chapter 5, guys. And Neville is known to refer to the imagination as God, to our human imagination as God. And what he means, and when he talks more in detail about this, is that how the way God created things. If you look at the Bible, and it says in the beginning, God made this, or God created this. If you think about it, how we use our imagination, we can create things. And so by harnessing the power of your imagination, and you have to imagine the idea or the reality that you want, and you have to steady yourself onto this idea, as Neville says. So you have to imagine it and not let any doubt sway you away from it, and keep your attention on it until you see it come in your reality. Because as you do this in your imagination, as you use your imagination to imagine the person that you wish to be, it's taking on, it's taking into form, and it's becoming solid and becoming real, and it's going to shift from this mental state into the 3D, or into the real world out there. So what gives the thing its solid state is the fact that you're imagining it, you're creating it in your imagination, in your mind, and that's as you steady yourself on it, as you repeatedly imagine it, as you put your attention and your focus on it, you're eventually going to give it life, and it becomes a solid thing on the outside. Because our imagination is so powerful, so powerful, we have to imagine wisely. We have to use it very, very wisely. And it's very common for us as humans to imagine things that we don't want, to imagine things going wrong, to imagine things not working out. And naturally, we tend to go down this path. So the work then is to steady yourself, bring yourself from, let your mind not run down this path, and focus your mind and your attention on the thing that you want. Even when things are not working out, things look like they're not working out, look like they're going wrong, you bring yourself back and you focus your attention on them working out. You steady your mind on what it is you want, and it will eventually come to pass.